Good day to all, my name is Mark, and I'm here with another transfer video, just to go through all my transfers. But yeah, let's go through it. Alright, so then, there was nothing here in the 2020 and 21 season. There was nothing too much in. Out, Begovic to Napoli for 23, Kemp to Real Madrid for 58, uh, Jovic to Chelsea for 63 million, Fred to Paris Saint-Germain for 65 million, Marcello for 6 million, Gerard Mas for 15.75 million. Just a handful of loans. And then I did take in a player that I renamed Dan for free from Geon Book. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm pretty sure I'm not. I don't have a Korean accent. I don't know how to pronounce that correctly. Or Korean background to, or at least linguistic background to understand how to pronounce their words correctly. So then Ginter to Tottenham, 36 million, sold him off, let him go, he's too slow. Good player, but too slow. Duziak, let him go, 15 million, he was good, but his time was up. Julian Weigl, 13 million to Valencia, he was good, but I had to let him go. Wasn't world class. Giuseppe Di Michele, I didn't want to develop him any further, so I let him go to Sampdoria, which he has developed there fairly well, so that's a good thing to see. Kaká Chakondales to Marseille for 8.75 million. Yeah, sold him off. Didn't want to develop him further. Just didn't have enough room to play players. Obviously, that's like the only reason why I would sell people is if I don't have enough room to actually play them. Denez Bernick, he was probably one of the most versatile players I've ever seen, a real life player. So I kept him around. I would have transferred him within a couple seasons of playing, but I finally discovered a good place for him to play in the 2018-19 season, and that carried on for 3 seasons. He became a left back, although he wasn't natural left back. Insanely versatile. He was supposed to be a central midfield type, but his stats were just so mediocre at being a center midfield that I just his mediocre stats worked well to be a mediocre left back. So you know what, you gotta work with what you have, and I sent him to become a left back, and I left. Eventually sent him off to Inter because he just was not good enough. Alexander Uzdov, I already explained that. Sold him off. Just same reason for selling Di Michele. Just didn't have enough time to develop him. And then I finally have some transfers. All right. Matias Pogani from Argentina. I acquired him for 3.5 mil. He finally got his time after playing. Yeah, he played a lot of games last year. Very good player. Argentina does not disappoint with technically good players, that's for sure. Physically as well. Very solid. This is another Markinho, just the editor thing that I made. I just was interested in see what would happen in creating a what do you call it, like a free kick oriented mental oriented player. That Eric Diaz, that's just misclick. Mateo Bertrand, I acquired him for 40 million. The guy did not want to join my team, but I saw a great regen, and you can see he's 184 potential. So he was world class, and I had no doubt about it. Acquired him for big money, just because his one-on-ones reflexes were solid, and I needed a new goalkeeper. Because Begovic is gone. De Bruyne, that was accidentally misclick. Mooney, or as I explained before, 100 million transfer out. Kenny Sanayev as well, 4 mil. Wetter, 8.5. Schultz, 2.5. There's a lot of cleanup to do because a lot of transfers that didn't work or didn't fail, so I guess they're like kind of okay failures. I don't know how you'd explain that. They were mediocre. Didn't fit into the world class standard. Bolanta, let him go. He got starting to decline. Javier Rodriguez, very mediocre. I got him through Oviedo. They have a decent academy that I could get players off from, but in the end I let him go. Rossi, let him go for 8.5. Volts, homegrown academy player, just was not good enough. Too niche. Did not have the technical stats to back up his play, so I just let him go for 120k. Kovacic for 77 million. Didn't even make a profit on that, unfortunately. Jackers, let him go for 13 million. Didn't feel like developing him any further. It's too niche. A misclick there for Gherkins. And then Jeremy Garrick. Don't know how to pronounce that in a French accent. I wish I knew. Pretty sure it'd be a cool name. Very good high prospect player from Toulouse. He's playing him under 19s. Very solid player. Surprisingly good on scoring goals from being a CDM. Very mediocre physically, but he's only 17. Being mediocre at 17 is actually not that bad. Physically, he has plenty of room to grow. Very aggressive, 16. Leadership, very good work rate. I always prize work rate in young players because you want them to do well. You want them to work hard, improve, that sort of stuff. French. I'm starting to rate French guys now because for some reason they have really good regens. Who else is there? Gutzel made a huge loss. 12 million loss. Whatever, you invest in potential and usually sometimes it, kind of fails. 3 mil to Leverkusen. Jaderson for 18 million. Explained it before. Oh, Juanlu Bahara. He was one of the biggest potential guys I just let go just because I just didn't have time. He just didn't fit for some reason. I think it's just because I demand good marking and tackling from my center midfielders, and he just did not fit into that system, which pained me to let him go to Leicester for 26 million. One of the best Oviedo regens I've ever gotten. They, for some reason, canceled the agreement, even though I think it wasn't that bad of a deal, though, to be honest. But you know what? Who knows? Highly rate that guy. Ibro Dusic, let him go. He was just too underdeveloped mentally. Just not enough determination. It's just 12 is decent, but just didn't have it concentration-wise either. He was like a pacey, kind of like a Royce-ish, just without the scoring ability. So it was a pain. Let him go for 17 million to Barcelona. Wellington Nem, explained it before, let him go for Juventus for 14 million. Dennis Muller to Hamburg for 1.5. Just no mentals. Just Vasily Ignovich went to Muchen Lions for 3 million. Felix Paslak. He was actually a good player. Very mediocre, but I managed to make a mediocre player look good. I don't know if that's good or not. He played. Yeah, he was a starter for pretty much. I made him a starter like the second season. Yeah, he was pretty much a starter all the way up till he got sold. He wasn't a starter then. Very solid player for being mediocre. I think he was probably like one of the best players. That was a natural academy product from Dortmund, but in the end, you grow so fast, you just leave players behind, and I don't want them to flounder on the bench, so I just sold them off to a club that might actually use them. Loic Mudu explained it, sold him for big money. Shinji Kagawa, I sold him eventually to Real Madrid. He retired. Good player. The only reason he was so amazing was because I boosted his stats. Yeah. Next up, we have, that misclick there. 2024-25 season, I started making more signings, looking for potential anywhere I could find it. Then we got this dude, Zvonimir Lazarevski from Croatia. I finally found a good Croatian player after 11 years of playing this game, which is pretty damn sad. Okay. So he's very niche defender, 15 marking, 14 tackling, very good physically speaking, very kind of slowish, which is bothering me now, but overall, a decent player. Ellen Cuevas, very good Spanish player that I acquired. Very good passing, very niche, which is going to be pretty interesting. 18 vision, 17 passing, 16 technique. Very niche player. He'll only play that one position, and he can't tackle, so that's going to be a problem. Physically, he's developing, which is fine. Let's just make sure he's developing that. Yeah, he is making him work on his physicals right now. Physicals are very important to work on before they're 24, just to give people a thumbs up. Not heads up, not thumbs up. Mario Thompson finally found a German signing. I haven't been signing many Germans because it's hard to find Germans willing to betray their clubs to join Dortmund. 15 million, big money. Hopefully he'll be a successor to Memphis, but we're about to find out soon. Clement Legal. I don't know how to pronounce that in French. Another solid player. Mediocre physically, but he'll probably grow out of it and he'll be decent. Mentally speaking, very solid. Technically speaking, developing, so it's alright. I don't mind it if he's kind of weak on that side of things. Technically, like in terms of technicals, players usually develop that over their career, so it's fine to be kind of poor when you're 16. You're 16, you know, you're not going to be technically very good unless you're like very niche. You'll have that one good stat. Matisse Boussy. I don't know how to pronounce that correctly. I don't know how Belgians pronounce it, but yeah. He was a regen that was scouting for probably since his origin. Didn't really feel like I should buy him because I wanted him to keep playing in Belgium, and he didn't even get that much time to play. Surprisingly, he's probably still a starter though, or at least first team player. Very good heading, first touch, passing for a center back anyway. Marking, tackling, positioning. Very good physically. Very good physically, and I did acquire him in the end because there was I forgot who wanted to acquire him. Somebody, I think it was either a English side. I think it was an English side that wanted him, and I was like, "Ha, you fool! You think you can just like buy a player like him, without me jumping in and screwing up your day? Ha, yeah, that's right." I sold Samper. Explained that beforehand. Claudio Mane is a character I invented, really OP character that I invented, and sold him to Barca because I needed a striker since Messi was getting old. I don't even know. Messi's still playing, I think, isn't he? Yeah, he's still playing. He's like freaking like 40, isn't he? Oh no, he's 38. He's gonna retire soon. Mental genius, but he's fading away physically. So it's Neymar's time. But anyway, Mane, he killed it for them. 16 goals, 27 appearances. Not too bad. I think that's about it. And then I acquired a guy for 9 million and then misclicked for Januzaj. Januzaj's good. Really rate the player. Can't wait for him to be in Dortmund next year as a loanee. Mitchell Visser. Don't know how to pronounce that Dutch accent. Very good. He's probably going to be a wonder kid, I'm guessing. Very good finishing. 14 for a youngster. He needs to work on his mentals, although he's very determined, which is a good sign. Stamina, very good. Hopefully it develops well, but I really hope he does develop well because it's going to be a pain and a shame to not see him develop well. So I sold Salvatierra, told you about that. Martinez, another guy from, I think, Oviedo that I got from Regen. Let him go. Academy product, Prosaclo. Sold him, not good. Very underdeveloped type. Let him go for 1.8 million to Leverkusen. And Hodzic, a very niche player. Didn't really care too much to keep him around. Let him go for 1 million to Hanover. It's better to just let the players out to develop their own careers and not hold them back. Anyway, that's about it for transfers. Mostly my transfers are all about building the future, and sometimes there are failures, which is okay, to be honest. If there's failures, it's fine. It's worth failing with a not too pricey transfer than a pricey transfer that does fail. So I'll leave it there. If you learned something or enjoyed the video, give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe to YouTube channel if you're new. 2 links below, Facebook and Twitter. Check that out. You'll always get updates. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll definitely visit a new topic next video, and I'll see you all next time.